Did you know that you can actually have on-brand gifts in your Instagram story? As well, did you know that you can actually have a few saved response so you can get back to somebody's question much faster in your DM? If these tricks you don't know yet, make sure that you keep watching this video because I'm going to share with you the top 5 tips and tricks that you should really know to maximize your productivity on Instagram. Hello, my name is Yuan, founder and CEO of Daily Surprises Media. We are a lead generation agency supporting coaches and service providers to get leads on Instagram in as little as 7 days. And we have generated over 100 client wins just last year alone. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the top 5 tips and tricks most likely you don't know yet, but you should really know in order to maximize your productivity and up level your Instagram game. Ready? Let's get right in. So the first tip is you can actually use on-brand gifts in your Instagram stories. I'm going to insert a video on the screen right now so you can see what it looks like with my branding actually all animated on there. If you're actually selling premium product or service, anything that's high ticket, remember people are more likely to actually purchase or pay for a premium price if they really think that your brand is more established. And one of the ways to making sure that people perceive that you have, a very established brand is making sure that you have a really consistent branding all throughout all social media platform and on the Instagram platform as itself. You want to making sure that your branding is not just reflected in your feed content, but as well in your stories as well. And a really good way to really up level your Instagram story game to making sure it looks even more on brand is to have those unbranded gifts. I'm going to put a card on the screen right now so you can see that, I actually have a step-by-step tutorial teaching you how to not only create unbranded gifts and how to actually load into Instagram so you can use it again and again. So the second tip is to actually have saved shortcut responses in your Instagram. So if you follow us for any length of time, you most likely already know one of the ways that we actually convert followers into client is through selling in the DMs. So think about the DM conversations that you're having with your community, right? So most likely you're normally welcoming new followers with the same DM, pretty much the same every single time. Maybe you'll have some sort of call to action, you get people into your email funnel. So whenever people DM you a specific word, you send them your freebie or your free opt-in, and you have almost like the same response every single time as well, to making sure that you can actually reply to people really, really efficiently, really up your productivity. This is something that really saves my clients and made time over and over again, and that is to have those saved responses. I'm going to show you a video recording on the screen right now while talking you through it so you know how we actually create those saved responses and how do we leverage them. So the first thing you want to do is to get into your profile, and then you want to go on to top those hamburger menus, so those 3 horizontal lines. Once you get in there, you want to tap on your settings. Once you go into settings, you want to click on the creator option, and can you see that the fourth option is saved replies? So if you click on save replies, you can see, I blocked some things on the screen right now, but you can see some of the kind of responses I already have. So one of which is my go-to kind of welcome new followers DM. Obviously you can create tons of saved reply for yourself by just clicking that plus button on the top, and you can give it any shortcut you want. So for example, you can say hello, and then you can have a welcome message to your followers. Okay, so you can potentially say welcome to whatever your company name is. You ask a question, get to know them, but I'm not going to save this reply right now because I already have a saved response. So I'm going to show you how do you actually then leverage in an actual DM. So I basically go through my notification center and find one of the new followers I have today. So what I actually want to do is to basically use the shortcuts. You can see that I tap in hi. Straight away next to send, there's a message box pop up in blue. If I tap on it, it automatically loads in all the saved response I have there. And all I want to do now is to personalize a little bit. So I can see that her name is Rashita. So I'm going to say hi Rashita, and I leave all of the rest the same as is. And in general, I like to not just send people a message, I like to ask them, where they're based as well. So I'm based in Nottingham, UK, where are they based? And I just sent that, and that's it. That's how I can send people DM literally in a second. If you're not doing that yet, making sure that you do that because it's going to save you loads of time and increase your productivity. The next really cool trick you can use is if you want to hide certain posts from your profile, but then you don't want to delete it, here is what you can do. So these are extremely useful. Let's say if you just went through a launch where you have tons of launch content, which are more like social proof heavy, which are more salesy, like quite sales heavy. Nothing wrong with that if you want to leave that on your profile. But I know some of my clients, after they finish a launch, they're going back to those like regular value content, and they don't necessarily want to keep all of the launch content on their feed. So this is what they do a lot of times, to actually archive it. And then in the future, after they have tons of valuable posts again, they kind of unhide some of the posts which are more social proof heavy, but then not salesy ones, because they're going to reuse like the same sales content for the next launch. These tricks are super useful. So how do you do that? Basically, once you find the post you want to hide, all you need to do is to tap on the three dots on top of the post, and then can you see there's a button that archive? So if you archive it, it wouldn't actually delete it from your Instagram account. It will hide it from your feed. After a while, when you're ready to show them on your feed again, or you just want to have a look at those archive posts, all you need to do is again go to your profile, tap on the hamburger menu, and then you want to go to archive, and straight away that will just load up all the archive content, including your stories in there. So that is another really neat trick you can use to making sure that you don't delete things off your profile. But then if you want to temporarily hide them, show them later, you can absolutely do that. The fourth tip and trick is you can actually stalk your ideal client and see what kind of hashtag they're following. This is really useful, especially when you are putting together your own hashtag strategy. One of the things you really want to understand is what hashtags your ideal clients are following. But remember, not everyone knows this function. So you may have people who is your ideal client, when they check, what hashtag they're following, they're not following any. But for the people who use Instagram for a long time, they actually know how to leverage for their business. Very likely they already follow some hashtag already, and you can really leverage that as part of your hashtag strategy, or leverage those to find leads on Instagram. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so how do you do that? You really want to firstly go to your ideal client's profile, and then you tap on the following button. Once you tap on following, you can see straight away the people who they're following and the hashtag they're following. If you tap on hashtags, then you can see all of the hashtags your ideal client's following. So if you're actually using the hashtags your ideal clients is following, it's very likely and more likely actually for your content to pop up on their feed. So this can be really critical for part of your hashtag strategy. I'm going to link another video on the screen right now, a card somewhere here, so you can see the hashtag strategy in more detail. But this is one of the tricks I love to use to making sure that, this is going to be by part of my hashtag strategy as well. This is a source for me to find leads on Instagram as well. Just bear in mind that if you follow the steps and when you go into the following page, you don't really see the hashtag section. All you see is a list of people who that person's following. Then that means your ideal client is not following any hashtag yet. Okay, so the next trick is actually how do you see more of somebody's content? This is a especially useful trick if you're trying to nurture somebody, right? So let's say that you have a warm leads in your lead list, and you want to making sure that every time they post, you actually go in there and support them. So making sure that you're top of their mind. But obviously when you log into Instagram, there's tons of content there. There's no guarantee that your ideal client content is actually on there, but you can actually create a separate section. So you can go in there into your Instagram every single day. Instead of seeing everybody's content, so all the people that you're following, all of their content, you can go to a specific favorite section and then just nurture your ideal client content, which makes everything super efficient for your business. So how do you do that? I'm going to show you another screen recording now on the screen. All you want to do is to go to your Instagram and find your ideal client. Let's say I'm going to use the same example before and say this person is my ideal client, and I want to making sure that, whenever she posts new content, actually drop some love on her profile. So all I want to do is, because I'm already following her, I really want to tap that following button. Can you see that there is an add to favorite option? When you tap add to favorite, she's already on your favorite list. So all you need to do is then go back to your home screen. Once you go back to your home screen and tap on Instagram, you can see underneath it gives you two options. By default, normally it shows you all the people that you're following right now, but that's not the section you want to go to. You want to go to favorites. Once you tap on favorites, it will just give you all of the posts from this specific user who are your favorite, and then it will literally list them in the order of when they post it. So you can always making sure that you drop loves on their latest post and stay on top of their mind. At this point in the video, you've learned the top 5 tips and tricks that you should really know on Instagram in order to up level your productivity and your efficiency. While you're waiting for next week's video, making sure that you watch the tutorial on the screen right now, where I share with you how do you actually create on-brand gifts and actually making sure those are going to be available in Instagram story as well. Thank you for watching today's tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.